Hey, boys and girls, it's Mrs. Garrett. Hey, so yesterday I read you a nonfiction book about giraffes. I thought I'd really like to read to you a fiction book about giraffes. And so this is a favorite book of mine called Giraffes Can't Dance. It's by Giles Andre and Guy Parker Reese. Those are the authors and illustrators of this book. I think that they co-authored it together. So let's go take a look. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked, and his legs were rather thin. Oh dear. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. Look at those awesome lions. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel. And 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Oh, are they talking kindly to him? I don't think so. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on, "but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing now just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. Look at Gerald. He threw his legs out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Look at that smile on his face. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I am dancing. Yes, I'm dancing. I am dancing," Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle. We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how. But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. We all can dance, he said, when we find music that we love. Oh, boys and girls, you know that Mrs. Garrett loves the book Giraffes Can't Dance. And you know what I love most about it? Never ever let anybody tell you that you are weird and that you can't do something, because we know that we all are unique and special, and we can do those things that we love and do our best, and it's all okay, right? Because each of us are unique and special in our own certain way. All right, well, I love you today. See you later.